You are now ready to roll?
All right, it is 5:36, and I will call this meeting to order. This is a special meeting of the West Tawakoni EDC, February 9th, 5:36 p.m. Members present, myself, Kathy, Mary, and Casey. So far absent are Rhett Byers. He said he had a doctor's appointment, so he didn't know for sure if he was going to be able to make it. I haven't heard from Larry Pero. I texted him and called, but didn't get an answer. And then Cindy Phillips is going to try and make it. She had a plumber at her hair salon, so she may be coming late. Okay. Would anyone like to give the invocation?
Go ahead. You do a good job.
You always do phenomenal.
All right, everyone rise. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for everything that you have given us. We thank you for the things that you do for our city and our citizens and for our country. We pray that you will continue to guide us in the decisions that we make so that we can do the best that we can for the city of West Tawakoni and the surrounding community. Amen.
Doors locked.
Oh. I'm glad you made it in.
I was like shaking the door. I was like, oh, Chris walked up the lane.
We pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So now we'll talk real slow while Mary goes to unlock the door.
All good.
All right.
I was like, man, they really didn't want me here this time. I had one open, right? That counts. You didn't see that sign that's I know. I went to school in Quinlan. I can't read.
So let's go over the announcement. The Tawakoni Area Public Library is moving. They moved to their winter hours on February 4th. They're open Wednesday through Saturday from 10 to 2. And Texas Workforce Solutions will have their job training program this month on February 25th. That's a Wednesday from 10 to noon. So they are really looking for everybody in the community to come out and want help getting a job, filling out resumes. They want to walk them through and try and help everyone get employed.
Quick question. I have 3 computers that we're wanting to donate that are fairly new. Do you know if the library takes donations on things like that? 3
Yes.
laptops? They do? Okay. I'll reach out, figure out who to give them to.
And they'll sometimes take toys for kids, and they'll take books if you have extra books and they're in good condition.
Are they good enough for the fire department to use?
They're fairly new. They're just not powerful enough to run the software that would run probably 2-year-old computers maybe. And I'd be happy to donate them to whoever.
Charlie Mullins Church is also looking for computers because we're trying to help veterans register for all of that stuff that you guys done there with that.
Very good. I'll get them on this side of town, and we can disperse them out as needed.
That's good. Thank you, Casey. Circle K is our February business of the month. The Lake Tawakoni Chamber of Commerce is holding its Homegrown Entrepreneur Showcase, not on February 21st, but in May, on the updated minutes. And Dina will be here to speak to us about that and give us a date and some information on that. And then we've already passed the chamber meet the candidates. We got an opportunity to hear all 3 candidates who are running for the 196th district judge seat up in Hunt County. For those people who are interested in the elections and getting prepared to vote in this upcoming primary, be sure and go and look at the Republican GOP website and the Democrat website to get all the meet and greets and the things, because candidates are coming to all the areas. And what a lot of people don't know is that the city of West Tawakoni is part of the major redistricting for one of those United States seats up in Washington, D.C. So our new district will go all the way from over on the Grand Prairie, Arlington side. There's a slight finger down in there through the Dallas area along the I-30 corridor. It takes in Garland. It goes up into Richardson, up a little bit into Collin County, then comes across and it's Rockwall, it's South Hunt County, which is all of us, Hawks Cove, East Tawakoni, and then it'll go and it gets larger on into East Texas. So we have 9 people running to be our U.S. House representative. And so you want to definitely look at the list, see who you're voting for, and do the research. But we need to know that, and you need to tell your neighbors because it's a brand new district. Okay? All right, any other announcements? No? Okay, any fire department doing anything for Valentine's Day?
No, but we're doing a food drive in March. We'll be doing it at 751 and at Walmart.
All right,
So
751.
you're not getting by with it, without money.
You said in March?
Yeah, March 14th to 15th.
All right, and at Walmart.
So you said 751 and Walmart?
On March 14th and 15th.
From
All right.
8 to 5.
8 to 5. Good to know. We'll announce it again next month. That way we know to bring our money and do that.
Yeah.
All right. And then citizens input on anything related to agenda items. Go ahead. Cecilia? Yes.
Okay, so I had seen on y'all's agenda that you're going to talk about a business directory. No, it was on the agenda I looked at. Maybe it's outdated.
No. What we're doing is we have a business directory already. And so Casey had brought up us maybe looking at doing an outreach to all the businesses that are listed in a little bit different way than what we've been doing.
Okay, well, the reason I was interested in that is because now that I'm on the council, I'm supposed to come up with legacy projects. And it was funny because Shannon and I met this morning on something else, and I told her, I said, that's something I've been thinking about. And then I looked on your agenda, and I didn't realize, I've seen the one that y'all put out with the new packet of people that have moved into the area, but I didn't know y'all had anything further than that. So I'm interested to know more about that, because I think that's important as we get new people moving into the area, and even us that have been here for 8 years may not know everybody, or contacts and phone numbers and that sort of thing. So I was interested in hearing what y'all are going to do with that.
So before you leave, I'll pull out pieces from somebody who's gone from the packet so you have a list of the directory. The city website has a business directory. So if you go on the official city website and you click on business directory, it lists all of the businesses, the addresses, and the phone numbers. And then on that business directory, part of what the EDC has been doing is that as we go and we have a business sign and agreement for us to be able to post about them on our Facebook or any kind of internet posting.
Okay.
And as we're going down and doing businesses of the month, when we find new businesses or information that's not accurate, I bring that back to Mary, and then Mary updates the business directory so it's accurate.
Awesome. You guys are already on it then. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Cecilia.
You need to be on our auxiliary fire department.
Yep, particularly now that you're on city council. That should have been an announcement. Cecilia is our new city council member in seat 5 as of the last council meeting. All right, so now we'll go on to the consent agenda. These are going to be items A through D. Approval of the EDC minutes from January 5th. Approval of the bank statements for January. Approval of bills paid and to be paid. And approval of the profit loss statement for January 2026. As you recall, last meeting, we combined the profit loss into the consent agenda, so it could all be done in one fell swoop.
I don't have any questions on any of mine. Nothing out of the ordinary as far as coming up with a bank statement, well, the financial statement, all that is standard, usual items.
Brett did a good job with the
Red did a
minutes.
nice job. Yeah, looks
And
like he
so-
did. I was curious how it was going to turn out. He was struggling there for a minute. He
Well,
did good.
we have a fail-safe system, so whenever you do the minutes, then I come and I
Oh,
go
there you
over
go.
them.
There you go.
And so I make sure that they match the records that I have too. And then in our official legal notebook, we have my handwritten note and we have the minutes with it, so everybody can kind of follow that.
I'm not looking forward to my turn.
And my turn's very simple.
Okay.
It's about
Well,
On the, quick question, on the budgets, Mary, we talked about it last time. Are we gonna be able to, looking at the year-to-dates at 25/8/1960 as far as income goes, how do we know how that compares to 25, 24, so we can see if we're getting positive momentum?
can definitely look up, and I told you I would, and I'm
So-
sorry it has been wild and crazy
Understandable.
everywhere, but I will, I can look year over year. I mean, even after the meeting, if you want to hang out for just a few minutes, I can pull it up in the
Yeah,
computer.
that'd be good. I think it's important to know just to see if we're
Kinda see
gaining
where we're at,
traction on
absolutely.
sales tax collection.
Yes, absolutely. So I will hang out after the meeting and kind of chat about it.
Sounds good.
and on the bills paid and to be paid, we've got our standard bills. We've got the electricity on the building, we've got the 500 that goes to the attorney. There's a reimbursement to me for 175 for my EDC renewal membership, which is on the agenda for y'all to renew your membership as well and be reimbursed for that. And then hopefully we'll get a contract from Lee to purchase that property. And so there'll be a check for 3,600 as soon as that contract is done. So those will be the checks that go out this month. And when the checks are ready, I'll sign them. I'll message you, Kathy, and we'll get them signed and out. So Chair would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda A through D.
I'll motion to approve the consent agenda A through D.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
4-0. Now we move on to discuss and or take actions on events sponsored by the Lake Tawakoni Regional Chamber of Commerce. Dina Sweeney is here very nicely to speak to us about this, and we're so glad. And I know I overwhelmed you because in some ways what I did is I said, you know what, if we're gonna have you come talk, because we just need to talk about all the chamber events for 2026.
I just want to see me one time too. It's fine. Where would you like me to start?
All right, so why don't you start with the Catfish Festival?
Okay. The Catfish Festival is going to be taking place on May 9th. Gates are going to open at 10. We're going to close up at 4. Gives a little bit more extra time to get cleaned up than last year. Internally, we have carnival rides. We're going to have obstacle course, bounce houses, pony rides, petting zoo, some other little things like that. We are trying to revive the Catfish Cook-Off. I'm working on and just we're gonna go through Benny Keith. That way, it's all, I don't have to worry about health and safety and things like that. Versus somebody suggested just not asking. And then we are also going to attempt to do the fishing tournament as well. So one of the things that we did talk about, I do have a couple questions on that, and then I'm going to get that out so we start getting people registered. I want shore fishing to be in it this year because I think that'll help some people too because not everybody has the boat. My biggest issue is if they fish down 751 and they're using a trot line or a stringer or a stringer or a basket is transporting the fish back because we want to make sure they stay alive because we like to do a catch and release.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I'm working with to get them. Sorry, I lost my voice, so I'm not great today. And we are going to reach out to all of our guides so we could do a meet the guides of Lake Tawakoni. I think that's something that'd be really good. We opted not to do a tournament with them just because it's always up in the air. It may not happen if we don't have enough registrations, and then they're not guaranteed to actually be seen. So that's what we're going to do then. The Lake Tawakoni Chamber is asking again for the grant of $5,000. So the West Tawakoni EDC logo will be on the Over the Highway banner. Any printed banners, y'all are going to have a sign that corresponds with the city for their donation that says like the family zone is sponsored by the EDC and the city of, so that'll take care of the carnival rides and things like that too. So sorry. You're also going to have a booth, so you can hand out any informational packets or however you want to do it. You did it last year, so you know better what you have than I do. If y'all have any questions about it.
So I'll let everyone know that we had a meeting. Mary and I had a meeting with Dina and Tammy and talked about, kind of put all of our heads together. And I'm going to give you a copy of this so you know what performance agreement it's going to have in it.
Mhm.
So the performance agreement that they're going to sign is going to be similar to what we've been talking about all and exactly what Dina said she was going to do. So it says they're going to reach out to all the guides and just let them know they're going to have a music guide section. So everybody, all the guides listed in our brochure will get an email or through Facebook or whatever, and we'll hear from them, which is good advertising for the chamber. We're going to have our booth on the main route so that now that we've got it looks nice and we've got a nice thing with our logo in the city, and the city will join us at that table. So we'll be able to do that. And then at the end, afterwards, they'll provide us with a list of all the businesses that were there. The businesses are going to be both profit and nonprofit. So there's the sales tax dollars that are being generated. And then with the list of all the businesses that signed up for a booth, that would be good for us for our government records that show this is a business enterprise. It is good for our local economy, and we're bringing people from outside into the city, which is what we're required to do for EDC.
Oh, I have a new development. It literally just happened today, so it just popped out of my head real quick. But we are actually going to bring back the Miss Catfish pageant. So I'm working with somebody that is on the Miss America pageant circuit. So we are going to use the Catfish pageant to franchise Miss Hunt County to go into the Miss Texas, into the Miss America.
Wow, cool.
Yeah. So it's too late to do the Miss America for this year. They like to do them later in the year, and they start doing their stuff in February. So what we're going to do is use this one as a fundraiser to get the franchise going, and then turn around and have whoever wins the age appropriate groups to go on to like the Miss Teen and Miss Texas, they're going to have their entry fees waived for the Miss Hunt County. So, and then next year, we should not have to pay for a new franchise. We're going to turn it into a scholarship for that girl that's in high school.
Love that.
I know, I'm really excited. So,
So do y'all have any questions for Dina about Catfish Festival?
I guess my question would be, is the goal to, obviously last year, lots of businesses showed up, there were some carnival rides, the fishing tournament didn't get a lot of participation.
No.
Is the money that we're granting for, is it purse money, or I think you mentioned it's going to help with the carnival rides?
it's going to help with the family zone to bring people in. So that's going to be the primary target. And then also in for advertising. So we're going to have an over the highway banner. I just got with Quinlan today. We're going to be able to set up signs inside the city of Quinlan this year too. So it's going to be at all the like exit points of Quinlan.
Sure.
So we're doing that. And also new signs going down through West Tawakoni too.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you have a great program and a lot of growth, plans for growth this year. So obviously just getting it off the ground, expectations, so as long as you're seeing
Yeah,
progressive
so
growth.
last year we had ballparked about 1,500 people. We saw closer to 3,000.
Nice.
So we already have people, like they started calling me in January going, when is this happening? Are you doing it this year? Because a lot of the people that were vendors last year, they said it was like their best event of the year.
Very good.
So, and we make sure we don't double dip our vendors too. So we're not going to have 15 different like tumbler vendors
Right.
and things like that.
So I mentioned in our meeting last time, as far as how to get the word out about fishing, and we have some great outlets here within the city with the bait shops and then the guides.
Oh
and
yes, you were going to get an
considered-
email after this meeting.
Okay,
So I was just waiting.
and I can help you with that. I'd already talked to Brandon at the bait shop earlier this week about it. He said,
Yeah,
"Hey,
I reached out to
let me know
Lacey and
what's
they're
going
gonna
on."
come up to the chamber and they're gonna help us. I'd really like to not, as much as I liked who we used last year for the weighing and things like that, that using somebody like that, it costs more money than we brought in.
Sure.
So that's what I was telling Donna. It was the event that had the least amount of interest and lost the most amount of money.
Yeah.
So I want to restructure it, and I'm kind of going off of what Mr. Ladner had. But again, he had boats only, no shore fishing, no stringers, no baskets, things like that. But I want to tweak it to how it could help here, because we're not it's not going to be a huge tournament right now at least.
Sure.
So.
Very good.
Well, if you do shore fishing, you can have some of the kids.
Well,
out
so
there for-
Officer Bonnie with the game warden's already going to have a free kids fish. He had it last year too, but he set up over by the dock. And I talked to him. I think we're going to bring it into the main park instead this year, just because I also want to make sure that if we do have a pretty good turnout for the tournament, we're not in the way of boats loading and unloading.
Yeah, fish care is always a big deal, and especially as the weather starts warming up. Like you mentioned, somebody on 751 catching them, and by the time they get here, they could be dead. But you know, something like it, even if you had way station all day long for bank fishing and bank fishing was limited to the park,
Mhm.
they could come weigh their fish as they catch them if they have one.
See, that's a good idea
Like
because
that.
I wouldn't have even, I was like, man, they like to get off that causeway off of 751
Yeah,
and
But no, I think that, like I say, last year was great, and I think you'll continue to grow on it. It sounds like you have great plans, so.
so I'm hoping to turn it into a 3-day event eventually.
Nice. If there's anything I can help you do, you know how to get a hold of me. If
Yes,
you don't,
sir.
I'll make sure you do.
All right, so tell us about the Homegrown Entrepreneur Showcase.
Okay, Homegrown Entrepreneur Showcase. It was a snowballed idea. I have a daughter, Emerson. She just turned 9. She's autistic, and she has been bullying her family into buying cupcakes for the last year. And she's relatively good at it. But then it got me talking to other parents, and then it got me talking to teachers, and then it got me talking to the EDCs. So what we want to do is work with the school district. We are more than likely going to have permission to use the high school commons. No registration fee. They do have to go through the city of Quinlan to get their registrations, and however the city requires all of that. The students and the kids are going to do mock registrations, so they're not actually having to pay for them, and they need to work with the health department for anything like that they're going to have to sell. So they are going to have to bring in a business plan to the specifications the EDCs have. I don't know the jargon off the top of my head, but Donna and Debbie and Wes have helped me put it together. The EDCs are going to take them to a side room where they're going to interview them, ask about their business plan, their got to help me, the budgeting, the costs, and different things like that. We're also going to open it to the public so they can sell on the floor, and we can kind of watch their customer service and how they handle and do things like that. So we're really hoping to find some people that come in and we can get some new storefronts in. And with the kids, we're really hoping that we have some businesses that would like to do mentorships with them. And then, of course, with the young ones, we want to keep encouraging them to be entrepreneurs because that's our future.
And then we've got the Chamber Luncheon sponsorship in April. Are you still up for us doing that?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I put you on the website this morning.
All right. And what about the First Responders Luncheon?
First Responders Luncheon is getting moved to the high school because we had about 70 show up last year. It's progressively grown every year, so we think we're going to pass 70. The Quinlan EDC is the host, I guess, this year because we rotated it between the 3 cities. I think she's going to go Agaveros. I'm not 100% sure yet, but it'll be at the high school. So that's going to be our first responders and public works departments are all invited for free.
Yeah, it was kind of tight squeeze.
It was tight, and I was very surprised. The first year it was only like maybe 20, and then last year we had 65, 70.
Wow.
So
now remind me, do we split that with Quinlan?
yes, ma'am. So you West Tawakoni, Lone Oak, and Quinlan EDCs split it. It hasn't surpassed $500 each yet, but I think within the next year or two it might. So I do expect this year to be larger though, just because the Quinlan Police Force hasn't been able to come out this way, so I think we'll have more from that area too in Union Valley.
All right. So do y'all have any questions for Dina about any of those?
Nope, definitely got it together.
It certainly does. And we've got the money budgeted in for all of it. That's what we planned on. It's part of our yearly
Bless
thing.
you.
So Chair would entertain a motion that the EDC approve the Catfish Festival in May with a $5,000 grant according to the performance agreement that we've agreed on. The Homegrown Entrepreneur Showcase in May to participate as that gets set up, as we've already approved to do. The hosting the Chamber Luncheon in April and co-hosting the First Responders Luncheon in May.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, it passed.
All right. Thank you guys. Nice to
All right, I'll give that with you. All right, so when I get the check, then we'll sign that together, but just so that you have a copy to show everybody.
Thank you.
And that check will be on our bills next time.
It's appreciated.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye, Dina.
Bye.
Hey, that door's unlocked now.
Hey, thank you.
All right, moving on to the next item. Okay, so in your packet, we're gonna talk now about the Quinlan ISD Team Bath Tournament Memorial Weekend Classic. You will find that we have the flyer for it. It looks like this. It's similar to what it was last year. So we've got it in our budget. We give $500 for this, for the Quinlan Education Fund. This is a full fishing tournament. We're already being advertised as being sponsors by Victory Bass. I think they're out of, Rockwell, out of Ray Hubbard. That I'm not sure. But I know we're already being advertised, and Tiffany who's the person who puts this together for the community. They launched this off of the 2 Mile Bridge docking area. And we will take our banners down and have the new banner and the updated material there. So, Chair would entertain a motion that we approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the $500 for the tournament.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Kathy, are you in favor of it?
Yes, I'm sorry, I'm reading. I apologize.
All right. Next on the list is to discuss, get an update on our purchase of the property from West Tawakoni Beautiful Signage. And so,
You were just emailed contract. I got a text message that you were just emailed contract.
awesome.
And then once you're happy with that, then I can go ahead with the check and get that ready to go.
All right. So that's just the status. We have no action to take on that.
Sure.
All right. So we'll go to number 10, discuss and or take action regarding the 1300 East State Highway 276 building and property. We want to get a status of the insurance inspection from Mary. And then if there's any update from you, Casey, about what you found out about realtor fees, pros and cons.
Sure.
Mary first.
Yes. So I got a call in today. Actually, got a good update on that one. So instead of doing a full inspection, she did ask if we can get our general contractor that we did have the work done to get us a estimate of what it would be to rebuild the entire building. So kind of a cost replacement. Once we have cost replacement, then we can go through and get it on the schedule. And then we will also need a cost of the contents that are going to go into the building, so we can have that on the schedule as well. So there's not going to be a need of inspection as we once thought there was going to be, as long as we can get those costs of replacements and contents.
So cost of replacement should come by way of a tenant's policy of some sort, right? 'Cause we're gonna rent it as an empty shell, and somebody's gonna move their belongings into it, so they'll be in charge of insuring their belongings, I would think.
I would also agree with you, and I can ask if she has any specifications on either or. That was just kind of her general information as far as getting the building itself insured. But it's cost of like the building itself is her biggest thing. Instead of having somebody come out and give an estimate of the value of it, she needs to know the value so she can make sure that they put on the schedule properly.
Yeah, typically on commercial real estate, we'll insure the building, and then whoever, if we're not giving anything inside the building that we would own, then the tenant will be responsible for 100% of the content and their own insurance policy covering it. So we just need the shell covered.
We can get our contractor back out, look at it, or we want to look at getting a different inspection of the value of it.
Okay, but they just need, I know that somewhere back 2 years ago, there's in one of those boxes, there was an estimate for the cost replacement of the building. So I will go back to and look and see.
So then that, but then we also did some upgrades to it, so it's remodeling. And that was her. She wanted to make sure that that value included all the remodels that we did.
All right, and so Casey, have you?
I'm going to pass this around, if you don't mind, or review it.
Yeah, 'cause we had that new roof put on.
Exactly.
So I reached out to Kathy Hobbs, and she actually doesn't deal with rentals such as that. So she had referred me to Jessica with M Squared, which is out of the Canton area. And I talked to her about rental as it sits, and then previously we had discussed what it would rent for if we were to add a restroom to it. So I had her give her opinion on that as well. And then I compare it to, it's just raw storage. It does have the advantage of having store frontage or, frontage. But what I pay here at 2 Mile per square foot, just for comparison, I pay 30 cents a square foot at 2 Mile, which would come in a little bit less. I didn't have the math on here. I can't math in my head, but nonetheless, what I got from Jessica would be down at the bottom as it currently sits, without a restroom, $500 a month was her recommended rent rate on it. And she does have, if they handle everything, it'd be 10% of the rent collected, so $50 a month would go to their company. And there's some upfront costs. You'd have $500 of EDC funds held in a reserve account. So her per year cost would be $800 on the building. Our rental income would be $6,000 minus $800. We'd gross $5,200 rental. If we went through there. Can somebody can you remind me what the gross square footage is on that? If we recall.
Not off the top
I don't
of my
either.
head.
I did the math. I wanted to say at 30 cents a square foot, I was coming up right in that like 540 range or somewhere in there. So it seemed pretty in line. She said with the addition of a restroom, you could probably double that rent, but we'd have to figure out what the cost and weigh that out. But that was her recommendation, was $500 a month.
Okay. All right. So, how do y'all feel about putting on next month's agenda to make the final decision for everyone to be thinking about this, take a month for us to get the other board members to kind of be aware so it goes on the agenda, and for us to go ahead and get the building insured. We've already approved doing that. And then just plan on next month, we're going to make the final decision on whether or not we're going to do the realtor, we're going to do it on our own and put it out for bids.
I think it's important to wait on the insurance cost because we need to know what our overhead is there. That's going to play into what we need to get out of the building. So,
All right.
I'm a fan for tabling.
Thank you for this. So this is very helpful. All right. So I'll take a motion to table.
I'll make a motion to table for next month.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so now we'll go on to number 11. Discuss and/or take action on having a board member volunteer to work on getting a different zip code from the U.S. Postal Service for the city of West Tawakoni. So as you'll know, I went to the postmaster down at the Quinlan post office, and I talked to him about us being able to get a different zip code. We all know the difficulty we're having with sales tax sellers all going to Quinlan, even if purchases are being made here, because we're using the same zip code. The possibility of getting another post office down here, he was absolutely clear it will never happen. And I was explaining that to the mayor when we talked on the phone yesterday. The post office, U.S. Post Office is losing money. It's in trouble already financially. Our current president is unhappy with the way it's being run and the loss of money, and he would like to privatize it, to move it out from the federal government's management. Have no idea what's going to happen with that, but what I do know is when you have an organization that's losing money, they're not going to build another post office. But the postmaster told me there is a procedure, we can do a procedure to get a different zip code here for our mail, and that he just doesn't know what the procedure was. So he was going to go to his boss and then send me an email about how to do that, and I've never received one or heard from him again. So the question that I have, the reason it's on this agenda is two things. First, is that something that we want to pursue as an EDC, working with the post office to get a new zip code here? And this happens to be one of the legacy projects for city council. So our mayor would like to know if we would like to have one EDC member volunteer to work on that with a member of the city council so that we have, basically both organizations approaching the post office. What do you think?
I don't think it's a terrible idea. I cannot offer any more of my time. I wish I could. I am as bad as packed as can be on
But
projects of that.
I know the guy you're talking about, post office, because I've been there and talked to him. He does not want us to have another system. It is awful. So he's not gonna be any help. He hasn't helped with mailboxes out here, nothing. So I just feel like that's some type of personal thing going on with him. I don't know. But he's not cooperative at all.
I wish Rhett was here tonight because he was very passionate about the mail situation.
Yeah,
But
I
he'd
am
be jumping
too.
all
I
over
would love to
all the
have our own
opportunity.
system.
Would it be beneficial to table this till next month when we have everybody here? Where we can get everybody's input on it?
What-
Yeah.
Just a question. So other than making sure sales tax revenue is driven per zip code and we're getting 100% of that, what are the other benefits of having a dedicated zip code?
We have a number of businesses that includes Deer Run Golf Course. They have the exact same address as other businesses in Quinlan. So part of Deer Run's orders and all end up over at the Tractor Supply. Part of Tractor Supply's orders end up over at Deer Run, and neither business is happy about that.
Understand that?
It sounds like a project that'll make you pull your hair out. I got a little bit, but not a whole lot left up there. I will volunteer for the project if that's what we need to do, or we can table it until, like I said, I've heard Rhett speak on it. He's very passionate about it. I don't know if that's not something he's going to lead up as well. But
Well, we have so many things going on. I know there's plenty for it to do. So if you're willing to take it on, I'm moving more toward going ahead and us taking it on.
I'll say this, with the joint effort of somebody on council, if I can get aligned with somebody there and attack it jointly, I'm 100% on board for it. If I'm Lone Ranger, I want to rethink it. And but is that the way it sounds that you presented? Somebody on city council, it'd be a joint project.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I know our mayor wants that particular item is a legacy item, and he wants that worked on.
Okay. I'll take the reins on that for our group.
All right, then I'll make a motion that we take this on and that we accept Casey's volunteer status to work with a member of city council on getting a new zip code here. I made the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, I was like, you look like you had a
I was
question.
actually going to lead in one more question on that. Who is going to arrange the alignment of who I'm going to work with?
The mayor.
Okay.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, now it's number 12. So we want to discuss and/or take action on having a board member volunteer to contact the Quinlan ISD School Board President and request information on who to speak to in Hunt County to see whether or not there are any options for the EDC or the city of West Tawakoni to obtain similar tax dollars for the West Tawakoni Park that were given for the park next to DC Canyon Elementary School from the school taxes, which would benefit the QISD students who reside in our city and benefit another wonderful park for all Quinlan students and their families to use. This comes directly from all the comments that Kathy has made. Being very passionate about this.
I'll help with that.
Awesome. I'll make a motion that we accept Kathy O'Neill as a volunteer to approach the Quinlan ISD School Board President and get information on that.
I'll second that.
We have a motion, second?
She seconded.
Oh,
Okay, you were asking for a motion. Were you making a
Yeah,
motion?
I made the motion.
Oh, she made a motion. I seconded it.
I'm in favor.
All right, all in favor, unanimous,
Yes.
4-0. All right, I love it when we've got the whole team. All right, number 13, discuss and/or take action on having a board member volunteer to work with Keep West Tawakoni Beautiful to contact TxDOT about the small area of land on Highway 276 at the west end of city limits with the specifications of the sign company to see what is needed to have the second sign placed on that. And if we we want to go ahead and start moving forward on that. Now that we've got a contract to purchase the other land, I'll volunteer to do that. I need to work with them on that anyway. And,
It's a great time to slip that question in.
yeah, and Mary and Dwayne know where this particular triangle of land are and should have a text dot contact through Mary.
Oh, should we have Donna do it?
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, so that takes us to number 14, discuss and or take action requesting board members to renew their TEDC memberships and to consider attending a 2026 TEDC tax workshop. So in your packet, you have a list of the workshops that are occurring for 2026, the locations and the time. The only two members who have never attended are Casey and Cindy Phillips because they're new. And so if you want to attend one of those, I got to tell you, it's an amazing thing to go to and incredibly informative. And we, of course, will reimburse for that. Also, everyone needs to renew their volunteer membership. It's $175. So once you get that renewed, print out that you paid for that, and I'll have them write you a check and get you reimbursed for that.
Is it annual from the date you sign up, or annually you have to renew by, even though I just signed up, or,
The
3 months ago?
The date you signed up.
right, so I'm good for
So
until
they're-
August,
they're
September,
good
whatever.
Until then.
So the closest workshop is in Richardson in September.
September 18th.
I go to that one. I say that. September's a long way away.
Just like this, right now.
I would like to attend one. I think it'll enlighten me on a lot of things that I don't know much about, so.
It
I'll
is very
volunteer to go to
helpful.
one.
I thought it was awesome. I did, and I'm putting one of these here that I'm gonna give to you, Cecilia, so that if you want to do that too. Okay. All right, so I don't think there's any action, there's no action to be taken on that. I just wanted to remind everybody to make sure they've got their memberships renewed when it's time. So go to number 15, discuss and or take action for a board member volunteering to visit any of the businesses on the business directory and obtaining consent forms to post about them on the Facebook page and the city's website. So in your packets, you have a list of all the business on the business
So
directory.
yeah.
Yeah, you keep that, and you, Cecilia, here's one for you. And so right now, the ones that have not been contacted, that I've not gotten information or signed to, are going to be Bluebonnet Cottages, which we haven't been doing those kind of rentals. Dollar General,
We wanted the. They're not the easiest to hold up.
and again, I'm not sure that we necessarily want to make rentals business of the month. But Dollar General will be one that needs to be contacted. H&F Wrecker, Hoyt Breathing Air Products, Jose Amalia, Registered Professional Land Surveyor, Kings Marine,
Marine's not there anymore, is it?
James is still there, but I don't know if he's operating or not. So I've reached out to him on that one. Lakeside Tax and Bookkeeping, Brother Medina Tire Shop, Sonny's Muscular Boat. And that's it. Everything else, everyone else has signed. So I have agreements from everyone else. So we've got about 6 businesses there. So is there,
They would
All
just want to know if they want to advertise.
well, so this is on the agenda because Casey, you brought it up in the last meeting, that you felt like maybe we needed to address whether or not going it on the business of the month, because each month we're going to the alphabetical order, whether or not, we need to do more to do an outreach to businesses. So I thought, okay, I'll print all the businesses that we have here. So this is our business directory. And then when I looked at it, I went, I've hit most
One
of them.
majority of them.
So we've only got about 5 that haven't been hit. And if y'all like, I can go ahead and take that on and just go pick up those 5.
On a store like Dollar General, a corporate store, are you just needing the manager's approval there, or would that have to go to corporate for approval?
I think I'm gonna have to go for
Corporate.
You will. I mean, when I go in there to take flyers, we're not supposed to be able to put them up, but she does let me on the ledge right there when the district manager comes in.
Well, like Groom and Sons has a corporate office that they know, so we work with them, and they've signed everything for me.
I think
Circle
we
K
could
signed everything for
connect
me.
with Dollar General, with the main office.
So would y'all like for me to go ahead, because it's only just 5, you want me to go ahead since I've got the forms and do that?
I can figure out the King's Marine for you. I've got his one of his family members I'm good friends with. I can see what's going on with that and work into getting that approval.
Talk to James,
So
or talk to Tiffany, and all right, so that's it. I mean, I've got everybody else's. So I'll get you the forms.
Okay.
For them, and and again, just kind of see if he's closing down and he's
yeah, see what
not,
his
then
status is.
we do want to know that. And if he's not closing down, the other thing to remind everyone here, when you are talking to businesses, you always have the opportunity, if they talk about they're going to be updating something, they're going to remodel, remind them that we've got the facade grants, we've got the parking lot grants. So, there can be some help if they're going to put some of their own money into it to begin.
Very good.
So Mary, do we need an action on that?
You have it to put an action. I mean, it could be a 2-part motion. If you want to do
All right.
so.
So I'm going to make a motion that we accept Casey Laughlin to contact Kings Marine and for Donna Milburn to contact the rest and get the signatures needed for us to post about them.
I'll second that.
the motion. You have it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, number 16, discuss and or take action on selecting the next board member to take minutes from March's meeting.
I think I'm up.
I think you're up.
So,
All right, I'll make a motion that Casey takes minutes for next meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
now, Mary, I'm gonna base this on how well you did this month. So
I'm telling you, I'm very simple. And very
Yeah, my
one-line
turn.
description and what the motion was, the count, the vote, all the important parts. That's it.
And the easiest way to do it, just to let you know, is since I sent that as an attachment, the agenda, you just take that, change the heading on it, and put it in on each of those items. And that makes it very easy. All right, are there any future agenda items that y'all would like to have on? All right, then Chair would entertain a motion to adjourn at 6:20.
I'll motion to adjourn.
Now I just got to another meeting.
All right, Casey seconds. We're adjourned at 6:20. All in favor? Aye. Here.
Thank you.
Mary, you need to get out of here. You have 5. All right.
See you guys later.
See you later.